Obviously, I posted about 40 minutes ago in the chat about looking at USD CHF. Did anybody actually bother?
Yeah, I did obviously, but
Yeah. I haven't looked at it myself, so it's just one that I randomly picked, and I know
I
it's
had a
sort
look at it. Yeah.
of good man, good man. Did you find anything that you liked, or
I felt it was a bit messy, but there's some equal lows possibly down the bottom there for it to sweep.
yeah,
Um, and there's that big bit of imbalance at the top.
yeah,
But it's quite a long time ago where it's gapped when it's opened that
yeah, yeah? So
potentially wants to go back for. But yeah,
yeah, there's a
it's in
bit of
a
a trend line at the top as well.
yeah trend line going for it. But I was thinking perhaps I don't know some kind of well a sweep from the trend line back down again
yeah,
to take the equal lows or something like that. But
yeah.
I'm not confident in any of it really to take any trade on that. I couldn't really see anything. That's why I was
No,
interested to see what you were saying because I thought you'd put
no.
it up for a
I,
reason
I
to.
literally, I just literally thought of a random chart, mate. Obviously, I was dead tempted to start with odd USD, but we're gonna, I'm sure we're gonna delve into that one at some point tonight anyway. So I wanted to sort of stay away from that one a little bit. Um, and obviously
I'll put
it's dollar related as well. So I was keen to sort of like at least keep an eye on it. So obviously we've got a trend line here. Um, so what have we got? What's that one? 12. It's an equal low as well. Yeah, an equal low bang on. Just about. Uh, yeah, maybe it was a difficult one to pick with it being a bit because I feel like the dollar's in this sort of awkward place where it's sort of downtrending at the minute, but it very much could be turning round or it's just taking liquidity. But for now, let's assume it's overall long and short term pullback sort of thing. I mean, I'm very keen for it to be at 10 o'clock. I'd be keen for it to come down here at least, I think. Just change the hour so I can see what's going on down there. Obviously, as always, guys, if there is any questions, then put them in the chat and things like that, or speak up. Yeah, I'm keen for it to come down here. Get lost. Um, oh my days. I'll delete it.
done.
So I'm assuming this is a news. No, don't know what that is. Be keen for it to come down here anyway. Obviously, this is a big impulse to the upside.
That's the US election,
Oh, is that what that is? Is it
6th of November at
sick?
midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
6th of November was voting day.
yeah, yeah. Well, obviously, I'll set an alert anyway. I'll check it for imbalances in a minute. But I like the fact that obviously it takes a low here, uh, that there. So that takes this, and then obviously it takes the high as well, which is always a good sign. So obviously liquidity is under here somewhere, no doubt, or build up, even if you consider that. Got that there. Sure, there'll be others as well going on, but yeah. Anyway, it takes the low, takes the high, so I'd be very keen for it to come down here at least. Uh, just settle it quick. Obviously, I don't know. I've no idea how it's actually going to react if that's just election
Quite
based.
I think it's quite a hard exercise, really, isn't it? Because you don't really know structure-wise what's going on, do
No,
you? It's
well,
quite.
so I'll get to structure in a minute, mate, because obviously I had a buy order marked up for this, so I my 415.1 system, I think that was showing a buy, so I'm probably long on it anyway. Higher time frame. So go keen for that one, I guess. A little bit of a push there. Not really gonna get too deep into the seconds on that anyway. But that's a 2 hour. Draw that there. So time frame wise, structure and time frame wise, let's delete some of these drawings because this is messy. So messy. Um, so yeah, sorry, structure wise is obviously there's a point of interest across here somewhere. And then obviously it's taps the point of interest, made a low. Obviously this is the low that put in the this is the high, sorry, that put in the low. So just move that screen a sec. So that goes all the way up there. Creates a low, creates a higher, lower high, lower low. And then obviously here we get a 15-minute break of structure here. So this is I mean you could maybe even class that as a 4 hour break as well, to be honest, because I was classing this as my 15. So obviously I was looking on the 15 at that point, but these sweeps are so they're a bit more clearer, so I'd be happy to class this as a 4 as well, which obviously we got here, and then obviously leaves some imbalance in here, and then obviously makes on its way down, trending down on the 1 minute, creates a low, breaks it up here somewhere, wherever I've got it marked. So structure wise, we have had a shift to say it's going long. And depending on what it's tapped into, sort of here, I'd be saying we're still long, or at least there'll be stuff in here that it wants to fill. Take a look at. Line there. Just gonna do that as well. God's sake. I hate my laptop. Hate it. Let's get deleted as well then. There we go. So obviously blue line's the current high that we are involved in. Doesn't really look like it's tagged into anything. So I'd be keen for it to go in higher if it sort of starts heading that way. Yeah, maybe fill that little imbalance there, but it's not the best. Certainly be keen for it to come and fill these at least anyway. There's a BPR thing going on here as well. So obviously BPR for, I mean, I don't know if there's any new guys on. Don't know who we've got on, to be fair. A few of you on tonight anyway. So for those that don't know, or the guys that watch it back that might be fairly new. A balanced price. We call it balanced price range. It's the complete opposite by name, really, but it's just a name it's sort of adopted, I guess. It's imbalanced price range, if anything. So we've got a sharp push up here, and then a sharp push up down in the opposite direction. So these are both imbalances. Obviously, we're on the 15-second here, but the same applies to whatever time frame you're looking at. But I would say this is true imbalance. So that aside, the BPR is two imbalances in the opposite direction that cross through. So obviously above here we start getting candle closes over other candles. Obviously this wick here is so we're basically gone from this wick to that cluster to start there. So where there's two clear big candles overlapping, can be and have shown to be quite powerful, to be fair. So I imagine that will definitely. I mean, if it's going higher, it might come in and fill half of it, and then retrace, and then trap early sellers maybe. But I mean, I would very much expect it to fill this, and then start causing a decent enough sell off from there. It might not be a big move, but obviously if it filled this and then did a 1 minute break to the downside, I'd be keen for taking a sell off that, because this is a good little area, and I believe it's quite high into the. I think this is a liquidity sweep, this whole area. So unless there's anything major above it, if it's going to sell off from here, there's probably the most likely place. I imagine that'll be filled price action on the lower than this as well. And again, this might be with it being so high up, I won't be too keen for it. But if it reacted out of there and started breaking to the downside again, I would look to take something from it. Taking way over where I want to be. So that was to that high, which filled this imbalance as well. So yeah, if it reaches there, that's my area of interest for if we're looking at sells once it gets up. If we are looking for the buy up to that, which we are currently. Let's look up on your screen that. Should that replay it? Do it. Um, so quite like the look of this. I'm just gonna take a little look, see going on. Yeah, quite like that. Yeah. Obviously, it takes this possible inducement here. Maybe it takes a trend line here, actually. perfect. So I'll take a look a bit lower in a sec. But I like this because obviously there's a trend. Obviously it's trending upwards. It's creating higher highs, higher lows. You can see here, sweeps this trend line that it creates. Obviously that's taking out buyers. Obviously people will see this and think another touch here is a good place to buy from. Obviously bankers come in, or hedge funds, big big boy players come in, take everybody's stop losses under this trend line, and then obviously it breaks up again. Obviously creates imbalances. Eventually takes the high, I'm guessing. It does anyway, because obviously we're looking for buys. So yeah, I quite like that area. That could be a sneaky little point that it reacts from. I'm not sure how deep into that it will come, but yeah, I'm happy with that. So 87918, somewhere around there, guys. If you were set an alert just to watch what happens. If it comes into, obviously price comes way to current price. If it comes back, fills that, takes a previous high on the 1 minute. Obviously, I would hope it would leave something here that you would then set a pending on to then continue up. And obviously, if you catch some of that up to the BPR that I marked up a minute ago, would be serious money, no doubt.
Nice one.
It's just below that liquidity as well. So see how tomorrow plays out. It might absolutely wipe the floor with it, to be honest, but it's close by. So if we could get, like I say, if we can get something like that. Fill the market gap here, takes this high as liquidity. Something like that would be really nice. That's USD CHF, how I've sort of seen it at the minute anyway. If anyone's got any other opinions, I'd be open, all ears.
Yeah, mine's a little bit different.
Yeah,
Well, it's hard to explain really, but I'll put a picture. I'll put a screenshot
yeah. Nice.
in the thingy, and then you can have a look after. But
Yeah, I mean, this might come way lower as well. To be fair, there's possibly something in here. What was your overall direction? What was you thinking, mate? Was you thinking buys or sells?
I was going to sell off into like the fifth of November. Um, so there's that push down. There's a trend line, current price where the current price is at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a trend line on top,
All right.
coming from the purple line,
Yeah. All the way back
just
here. Yeah.
down, just down. Well, no, coming the other way, coming
Oh,
towards
right.
current
Yeah. The
price.
current price. Yeah.
So it's just below the gap.
On there.
Yeah, to where price is now.
On there. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, mate.
There's that,
Nice.
and then about halfway, that was the high that put the low in.
Yeah.
Yeah, around there somewhere. So I
Yeah.
was looking for an area in there. I'd put a couple of imbalances in there, come
Yeah.
up, take that, and then come back down to like the fifth sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
it has started body closing below these, mate. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's
so
what I thought it might come
I'll
up.
probably
And
yeah,
then,
I'll look into it myself as well because, like I say, we could get we could get a dip up into this somewhere in here.
Yeah, that's what I've got marked out. Yeah, a couple of imbalances in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a look when you get a minute.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends which way it takes liquidity first, mate. I suppose if it takes the high first and then comes into here, then obviously yeah, sells.
That's what I was saying earlier. Not a great exercise because it's kind of all depends on where price goes in
Yeah,
that. So
yeah, it's definitely something to think about, mate. Are they yeah. Yeah, I mean there's trend lines all over to be fair in there as well, so anything could happen to be fair, but I'd like I said, I do think overall it is long, higher time frame, but it could be changing now. What we're in the daily and weekly.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, looking at that is yeah, we could be selling off from up here to create a new lower low. So obviously one of the orders I deleted was this one up here. Huge move. Um, yeah, I'd have to take another good look in here as well to see if there's out there it might want to come for. Structure markings from previous. Yeah, it's in that middle. It's getting to up in this sort of like higher sort of area that I'd like to maybe catch yourself from in a way. So I mean, yeah, it could easily reverse from there. To be honest, that could be the move, mate. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see. Obviously, we'll see what happens tonight when it opens and over the next couple of days. And
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, we can check the Dixie as well. I mean, it's very similar to this, I think. So
Yeah, I think we're kind of expecting that to come to fill that gap on the Dixie.
yeah, yeah. I was hoping obviously it would come and fill these and turn long again, but I mean, I'm assuming this might come down here, mate. The DXY.
Yeah,
So yeah, it could well be quite a bit short. But yeah, is there any questions, guys? Anything that anyone wants me to cover or silence? Um,
Just trying to soak it up, Lee.
yeah, it's all good, mate. I know it's obviously I whiz round it all and I say a lot of words and
Yeah, that's all good, mate. I know what it's like when I did a couple of lines of simple strategy and you run out. I run out of things to say after a little while. Go on,
yeah,
somebody ask a question. Somebody ask a question.
yeah, it's yeah. I've said it before. I always worry that I'm saying the same thing, but everybody says just keep doing it and until it sinks in,
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just keep ticking along. We'll have a quick look at this. I think everyone's real keen for a AU at the minute. So um,
good pair.
yeah, it's been nice recently. To be fair, mate,
I think it's kind of like sweep and drop, isn't they? So
yeah,
sweeps and goes.
hmm, yeah, yeah. Again, it's because it's a USD pair. I don't know what it's doing exactly, but obviously, if the dollar's weakening, obviously this will go higher. And I've been trying to buy from somewhere around here in this orange box for well, weeks now. So, um, yeah, I haven't seen the move yet. But I mean, this might have been it. This might be take the low, start breaking up mitigation of an entry something in here. So this might have been the buy I've been looking for. Sure, we'll see over the next week or two, but I don't even know if that's mitigated anything, you know. But I hate these big, huge wicks down, especially like from. I mean, we're on the 5 at the minute, so this would have been the 1 minute breaker structure, I'm sure. But these big pushes I hate because you never know if it's just going to fill this and then turn around. But just check what this actually taps into. Just to, maybe I was looking and go, yeah, that's definitely played out. That's gone and I'm not sure I'd class that as a 1 minute change of character level there, this wiki here, but what I was obviously saying earlier is obviously you get the sweep. This is like triggering orders, reaccumulates a bit here. Obviously, it's this blue line is the mitigation, so it looks like there's obviously this red candle here is the slight pullback before possibly the big order for the buy from the banks comes in. But I don't think I'd class this as me change of character. Just it's 2 candles, so that's why I changed back to the 1 minute just to see what this was. Because if that was a change of character here, then that changes my view on what this is. So possibly a tiny bit of imbalance in here. See what it's like on the lower. Um, yeah, huge candle there. That would have been a giveaway. I'd have been caught out by that though. I'd have maybe put it under there. But yeah, obviously this blue line's where it reacted out of. I think if that would have been me change of character, I think of that I'd have had my entry under this candle here. I know there's next to nothing left under this wick, pretty much fills it, but
Seen it before, don't move AU, it just leaves a tiny bit and can possibly come back for it.
yeah. I mean, obviously there's. Oh, I've only just actually spotted it anyway. Obviously there is imbalance here anyway. So there, and literally the blue line is what it fills. So far to the right. So it literally fills it to the to the point. If you covered this low here, plus spreads. I mean, I have had a 1.5 pip stop loss before. It was nice, but yeah, if that was obviously if that's the imbalance to be filled and then it's gone, that might be that move. That might have been the actual move if it's going long. I'll just zoom in on that so you lads can sort of see what I'm trying to do on the 5 second imbalance there to fill. Like I say, I think I'd have maybe been caught out by this imbalance possibly. Um, Entry on the top of that maybe, and then thinking that this is something in here going on. That's a decent push down and a push up. But I didn't take it anyway. I didn't see it. So um this is all hindsight, guys. So but obviously from me, my biggest strategy, I'd have been aiming for at least sort of this 15-minute high. Not quite there yet. But yeah, that might have been the move. But obviously it's done everything. It has done everything I wanted it to. Obviously change of character. I just don't know if that's filled an imbalance that I was looking for. I ain't got it marked, so chances are it hasn't. But yeah, overall, looking for buys on it. Whether it's happened, whether the bigger move has happened or not, I don't know yet. But
What do you reckon
there's
about
go on, mate.
what do you reckon about that point of interest you put on earlier?
That you put on earlier.
Yeah, in the Discord.
Bear with me a second, mate. Let's go have a look. I did have a quick flick at it, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So the 20, roughly the 29th on it. So down here is it? This one.
I think about halfway up.
So let me change to 50. I'm just gonna delete that because this,
Yeah,
this
it was
one
in
here,
there
mate.
somewhere.
Yeah, I like that, mate.
Yeah,
I do like that.
it's about halfway. Yeah, so that's about halfway in that trend line.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just see it, mate. So point of interest. Assuming I'll obviously there's trend lines in here as well, so I'll tell you why I like the point of interest as well. So there's liquidity built up here, touches trend line, multiple. I looks at it, possibly that. Maybe that. Same again. Obviously, there's a build up of liquidity. I think looks like there's something going on across here as well. Liquidity everywhere. Um, yeah, obviously it's trending upwards. Obviously it's doing this. Starts pulling back, takes out liquidities, and then obviously it leaves this big bit of imbalance in here as well. And then obviously it breaks the high over here. It's current price. So I think yeah, that's spread hour. So this we spoke about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
That is a terrible circle. This price action here is spread hour, so this makes a perfect trend line, I think. Yeah, here, but this with spread hour, I don't include that because this will look nothing like this on your broker. So this is obviously FXCM's feed, of what it does, but I don't. This hour of price action, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, you can delete that from the charts. See if I can explain what it does, see if it's clean enough for me to sort of show you. So we've got roughly sort of from about here before all this starts happening at the end of spread out, it pretty much picks up where it left off, sort of thing. So directly across here from that to that. Don't Yeah, as soon as spread hour hits, it pretty much takes back off at 11-ish, so pretty much on the dot. So yeah, I pretty much ignore all this. It's like it didn't happen. So if it's gonna, it could still tap in summit up here. Quite like the look of this as well, to be fair. Equal lows. Could. This could be inducement as well, but could also react from here. But this is more than likely the inducement. I'd like to see what it might be this middle touch isn't what I would class, but it might come back and take it anyway. It'll be a trend line on a lot of people's charts, so it might even find, mate, that it actually comes and creates an actual trend line. It might come and create it, do something like that. Extend that. Not a bad guess. Yeah, it might come and actually create the third touch with this not being what I don't like to see it anyway. It's not something I trust fully, so just spotted another trend line possibly as well. No. Crap. So yeah, I mean it'd be nice to see that, mate, if it creates this touch and then pulls back. Definitely be keen for it to hit one of these two areas at least, I think.
Okay, cheers.
No worries, boys. Any more questions, guys? Or shall I pull the plug?
Plenty there to get on with, Lee. Thank you.
No worries, guys. It's I'll call it there then, guys. But just as a quick review for, I'll just show you GU because that's what I took on Thursday, I think it was. Yeah, it was this one here. All I'm looking for is obviously the higher time frames, long, bullish, whatever you want to call it, it's heading up. Then you would want to see a nice pot of interests, preferably something that takes liquidity. It does take something to the left. So it takes this high, possible trend equal highs here. So on the pullback, taking liquidity as well. So because it builds up, perfect trend line here. One touch, two touch, three touch. Liquidity sweep. Break of structure. This will be on the 1 minute. Just show you. Not the best change of character, a break to the upside. So trend line created. Pulls back off this last touch. Always a good sign. Quite a good push as well. So this push here will trick people into thinking that it's going, so they'll jump in late. They'll see these candles going, oh, that's a good push. Get in. It takes this high, internal high possibly, but it takes a high. So that push there will trick late people, the guys who jump in late into the market, and then it will take everybody out into the point of interest that we just spoke about. and then it starts breaking. So it breaks a new low here. So this was my change of character line. Yeah, low, high, new low. Only just, but it takes it. So soon as this happened up here, that was confirmation for everything I needed. And then obviously it fills an imbalance in here, which I will show you. Can't remember what time frame it was on, but not that one. There you go. Tiny bits of imbalance in here. But I also like this push down as well. Um, I mean, I should have looked at the 1 second because I think it taps into this, fills that to the dot, I think. That little bit, But anyway, fills the imbalance. Yeah, fills that lowest one to the dot. So I should have checked the 1 second and I'd have stopped all this drawdown, to be fair, because it only just kept me in, but it was I was happy with everything anyway. So like I say, there's build up liquidity, filled an imbalance in here, 1 minute change of character. After the change of character, set your entry at the lowest imbalance fill or the most relevant imbalance fill, and then it goes off and does its thing, which it
Is it
did.
just a point of interest that the highest bit of imbalance is not really interested in it?
Sorry, say that again, mate.
Like like the point of interest.
Yeah,
When it sweeps
yeah,
and you've got the top bit of it, say it's a bullish, whatever, and you've got the top bit of imbalance.
yeah.
You don't find that interesting. You'd rather the bit below it that causes a change of character.
What, where I took the entry from, or this point of interest here?
Yeah, just in general. I think earlier you were saying about
Oh, I
the
don't like
lowest
the
bit of
ones. I don't
imbalance.
like the lowest bit of imbalance. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is a bit contradictory, to be
yeah.
fair, mate. But it's
I don't know if it was just on your point of interest because it was sweet, whereas this is like the setup for entry.
yeah. It's. I mean, it's a valid, very valid question, mate. Um, just let me look at that again because there is times where it does come for the lowest imbalance. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to actually have a look at this, mate, because I'm telling you one thing and then I'm showing you something else, I guess.
Um, maybe it's because it's like such a short time frame for the change of character. It was quite early on, whereas if it was
Yeah,
like a higher one up, depends how long it takes for the change of character sort of thing.
yeah. It's. I mean, the best thing I'd say for now, mate, is just sometimes how it sets up.
Yeah,
But yeah, there wasn't
if it's a
there
quick
wasn't.
setup.
Yeah, there ain't really any other imbalance to see higher up, so I was just going lower and lower. So and I was dead like considering. I think I must have marked it on this. Yeah, I marked it today. I mean, that's not even a great. It's not even a great push up. Uh, so I don't even know why I was that confident on it being there anyway. But I just was, you know. I don't know. But like I
Experience has
say,
spread it.
that should have been on the 1 second. But like I say, this gave me confident, and this had tapped into something to the left that I was fairly happy with as well. So I just made the decision at the time that yes, I'm happy with this imbalance here at this time. So because obviously when when I'm looking for the entry, it's at that point there. So on its way back down from here is it's that's what I'm wanting it to find to tap me in basically. So this would have been like the live price action that I would have been dealing with, and I was just happy that I think this is probably the biggest sign that I sort of see, mate. That made me think, yeah, it's down here maybe, but
Okay.
yeah, it's maybe something I need to look at. And I mean this push down the ones that I say I don't really like them at the bottom. This sort of shape, but they're more longer. This usually is quite a big push down and quite a big push up, whereas this is all quite compact, I suppose. But
Yeah.
I'll have to get up my previous back testing things, mate, because I used to take photos or screenshots of all of my entries, and I mean, I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I used to almost categorize them. So I did used to make a note of ones that reacted from the very bottom, and then the ones that would react, say, from higher up here somewhere. And maybe I could find a reason or a tell between the two. But off the top of my head, mate, I don't. Yeah, it
Okay.
was just the way it's set up. I liked it. So
Yeah. Like,
yeah, all right. I mean, it's relatively it's equal lows here. I know we're on the 5 second, but to to then take that low would mean the manipulation's got to come from somewhere in this sort of section anyway. So maybe that's it, mate, where the manipulation comes from. If it was all the way back up here, maybe the order should be up here. If it comes in, say, real close, it's got to be the lower, the better. I'll have a look, mate. I'll look into it and
yeah.
see what I can come back with. Because yeah, that is I am telling you two conflicting bits of information. But I suppose the main point is I do often like ones from the very last imbalance as well. You've just got to take maybe I, I don't want to say an educated guess because I know that's the wrong word to use, but yeah, like say, I mean,
Not it's not a precise science, Lee, is it? There's some opinion in
no,
this stuff.
no.
There's some
So
experience, and it just is how it is, man.
yes,
You've got to be able to, you've got to be able to hold more than one thing in your brain to do trading at the same time, even if they sometimes contradict.
yeah. So yeah. That's probably the best way to put it, mate. Educated and experienced sort of guess. And if it's something that you find that you are struggling with, like I think we spoke about it last week, is if sometimes if you think it's a higher one, split your risk. So put say if you risk 0.5% normally, put a quarter on the higher one, a quarter on the low one. At least that way, if you've got the right trade, you've only lost one trade's worth, but you're almost guaranteed to catch the trade if one of them's actually right as well. So,
Yeah.
but as I always say, it probably comes down to back testing and finding out. Because I mean, I personally think that nothing's like random as such. There's
Mm.
always something that tells you or is showing you. You just maybe we can't always translate it properly, but the way I like to think about it is, let's say this one's bought up from the very last imbalance in here, the lowest one. That really could be how. Let's say that might be a HSBC manipulation, whereas RBS might do it slightly different. So you sort of like you're trying to. Obviously, the market's made up of multiple banks and hedge funds. We're one guy trying to deal with different firms that will essentially manipulate and trade the market differently. So that might be the difference. It might be a different massive firm that are doing the manipulation from ones that are doing it the extreme imbalance and ones doing it higher up. So, but
Yeah, it's that
obviously
thing. And not
the
not
tell would
one
be in the
trade is the
candles
same.
at that point. So But yeah, that's I'll call it there anyway, guys, and I'll get this uploaded. And if there's any questions, as always, guys, just chuck them my way, put them in the chat, send me a message directly if you don't want to put it in the chat. Yeah, cheers for jumping on,
Nice
guys.
one. Cheers, mate.
Nice
You
one.
know, appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye. Show me.